So as I mentioned a little bit earlier, the Microsoft Student Partner, you can lead technical communities in your region. You can teach various technical knowledge, and it's like a huge community. And it's a great experience to meet so many different people. Like I met Dawood from Ghana, and this is like a great program which you should definitely check out if you're a student in like studying in college, or like even after college you're like studying further future education. You can also check that out. So do feel free to go to the website, which is the microsoftstudentpartners.com, and check this program out.
So my name is Dawood Idris. I'm a Microsoft Student Partner, as mentioned by Helen in the introduction. And here with me is Sabiha Sheikh.
So hello everyone, we're so excited to have you on today's session and get ready to learn about the field of data analytics and how you can kickstart your career in this trending field. And I'm Sabiha, and as Dawuda mentioned, I am a Microsoft Student Partner from UAE.
Okay, so that being said, okay, all right. So that being said, I think I should just go ahead. If you are joining this call, chances are you might have heard a lot of people talking about data science and data analytics, business and intelligence, and all business analysis. You've been hearing this words. These are buzzwords on the internet, and it's really trending. People are really talking about it. So definitely, that's one of the reasons why you are all interested to learn about this particular field, right? So I'll just begin by giving some insight into some specific ones right here. So when we talk about the business analysis, right? So business analysis is also one of the most trending. People have been talking about it, and business analysis is actually meant for to help with business decisions to be taken in companies, right? And so you might find out that some top level people like managers in a company would use business analytics, make sure they are getting enough benefit from data. You also would hear of data analytics, right? Whilst business analysis is actually focused on business logics and all, data from business aspect, we have data analytics, which is much focused on both business and health and many of them, and also helps give an insight to data, right? We also have something called business intelligence, if you might have heard of it. So business intelligence actually combines both data analytics and then also business analytics to provide much more intelligent insight into data. And as towards this, you will actually realize more definitions to all these terms that you just heard.
So in addition to that, I'd like to emphasize a little on the coding aspect. So whenever you've heard of data science, it's usually in collaboration with languages such as Python or R. So these are very popular, and usually to be a good data scientist, you need to have good foundations in mathematical concepts, and you need to know linear algebra and your high school level mathematics properly. So data science also involves you using languages such as Python and R. So in today's session, we're not going to be going in depth about these coding languages, but you can feel free to explore them after this session.
Definitely. So that brings me to the point of talking about some cool stuff that you should know, and it's called analytics, right? Is that yeah? I think yep. So that is analytics, and Sabia will be giving an insight into analytics.
So in the most basic definition, you can say that analytics is like a science of using data and then building models from this data. And what do you do after you build models? You basically get some sort of insights from these models. And these models, the insights that you get, you can in turn use them to make decisions for your organization. So for example, like you're an organization and you have lots of sales data and you want to figure out which particular product should you start, or stop in your next production cycle. So what you could do is you could pass all of this data into a model, and it will tell you which product is performing really good or which is performing really bad. And then on the basis of these insights, you can decide, okay, should I cancel this product or should I cancel this product, and so on. So this is just a very basic overview of what analytics is.
Awesome. And you might have realized that Sabia was talking about a lot of stuff, but the basic underlining statements and basic ingredients that you actually need when we talk about analytics has to do with data, has to do with models, and also decision, right? So
Okay, so I'll just speak a little bit about predictive analytics, and Davida will pick up on descriptive and prescriptive. So what exactly is predictive analytics? So for example, you are an organization and you want to figure out what to do about a particular product 2 years down the line. So predictive analytics will tell you what happens in the future. Okay, I think there's an issue with these slides. I'll just get that back up, but I think everyone should be able to see the slides now. Yeah, so predictive analytics basically tells you what will happen in the future on the basis of the data you have now. So it is helping you basically forecast how a business will behave and what results you can get like 1 year down the line, 1 month down the line, and so on. So especially if you're an organization and you want to maximize profits, you need to decide or you need to figure out basically how a particular product is doing. And then basically you need to figure out and then make any cuts to maximize profit and to minimize costs. All right, so we just took a look into predictive analytics. So I'll just tell you a little about the other two types of analytics. So we have descriptive analytics, basically describes what has already occurred. So it makes it easy to understand what the progress of a business is. And the other type of analytics that we have is prescriptive. And this is one of the three types of analytics that we have. And as the name suggests, it gives you the answer to what needs to be done in case something happens. So, for example, you want to predict what I can do if a certain scenario in a business happens. So it's pretty useful when you're in a business and you want to make sure that you take the right decision. So this is one of the three types of analytics. And Dauda, would you like to add any additional points to the same?
Okay, awesome. Sabi, are you able to hear me now clearly? Am I still lagging?
It's clear now.
Oh, awesome. I'm so sorry. I keep apologizing to all of you because I know it's your time and then we are keeping you here. And my internet has to do magic, but it's not doing the magic. So sorry about that. So I'm sure Sabiha might have covered on descriptive, prescriptive, and then what's again predictive, right?
Yes.
Sabiha, did you do that? Did you cover it on the three of them?
Yes, but I believe you can add some examples for descriptive
and
prescriptive.
So let me just add my voice to it. So in summary of this three particular, yeah. So just to add my voice to descriptive and predictive analytics. When we talk about descriptive, we are talking about, it's a type of analytics that provides insight into the past and answer what has happened, all right? So with descriptive, it provides an insight into the past and answers what has happened. Similarly, we have prescriptive, and this uses algorithm advice on possible outcomes and also answers what should we do, right? And these are the very things that Sabia talked about, right? And taking predictive is actually, taking those data and being able to predict, what might happen in the near future also. And I hope that makes sense a lot.
Thank you, Dawood. So as we mentioned earlier, the two languages that are really popular now in the field of data science and data analytics is Python and R. And these have different libraries with them to help you analyze the data. So do feel free to check out online, because in today's session we'll be covering more of data analytics softwares and not the coding end of it.
Yes, thank you so much, Sabiha. So we have some use cases for you just to make sure that you are understanding whatever we want to make you understand, right? So in the case of app development, I mean, those of us who are software developers, one use case is that when we are building an app, we have at the back of our mind that this particular app is meant for our users. So we don't build the app to suit our needs, but we build the app to make sure that it is actually favoring the end user, right? So that is when we actually take into consideration of making user experience something accessible to them, right? So and we couldn't get user experience ideas except that we get on, we get on digging more and then providing an insight to some particular, data that we've gathered from this particular users, right? So, for example, when a user just go to Twitter, Facebook, and co, he or she knows exactly, what to click. And these are just icons. These are just icons that you click one, and then you know that when I click on the share icon, it means that I want to share my screen and all that, right? So we take advantage of all this data that is being provided, right, from users, depending on the feedback that we get from them, and then we are able to, provide an insight to it. So you actually realize that someone would be building an app and then would be like, okay, hello, I have an app coming up, and this app is supposed to do this and that. And one of the things that we just want from you is for you to take this survey, right? So they put out a survey out there, and people are able to fill out the form, provide, anonymous replies, and then they look at this replies and they are able to, create their app from it, right? These are actually data that is being processed, right? These are data that is being mined. These are data that we've been able to extract valuable information from, and we are building applications that suit this particular end users' needs, right? So that is one app development use case. Another one is also, if you build an app and you see people are installing a lot, I mean, you are having a lot of people installing, then it means that you are actually doing something great, right? And this is time for you to understand your users very well, because you would have to make sure that you are doing what they like. It means they like what you are doing. So you continue to, make that thing better, or actually just know that there's nothing wrong with your app. And if there's anything to be changed, then it should be other features that need to be added. If you also see that people are uninstalling a lot of the app, then it means that there's something actually wrong with your app. So users are not really happy about your application. Are we clear on that? Yeah. So that is actually an app use case. Another use case that you might have seen has to do with customer lifetime value. So when we talk about customer lifetime value, then we are talking about loyalty cards. As example, you would actually realize that there are companies that would actually give you cards for you to use it to shop any product from them. This particular card being given to you, when you use it to shop, it gives them some data. They are able to understand that, okay, Samuel Kabute has shopped with has been shopping this particular product for a numerous amount of time. So this is actually what he likes. And then they are able to analyze that, okay, a lot of users across, the nation or the world actually go in for this product. So it helps them to determine what particular product to, keep producing, right? And on the other hand, for the users, they feel that, okay, with loyalty cards, we are going to get, bonuses, because they will tell you that you get 5% bonuses. So to the end users, they feel like, the bonuses are what they are getting. But to the business aspect and then providing an insight, we know that this is actually going to benefit us, because we know the 5% given to them, we will get it back, because when we give them to, we get to know the product that they want most and we produce it, then that means that they are going to continue to, purchase that particular product, isn't it? So this is actually one use case. Another use case, which is sentiment analysis, and Sabia will take this.
Thank you, Dawood. So we're going to be taking a look at the use case when we have sentiment analysis. So in the current age, there are lots and lots of people who are using social media. And whenever there's something wrong with like a service or an app, they like to usually complain on in form of tweets or as a Facebook post and say that, oh, it's wrong, like this not working properly. So when you're an organization, you if you want to find out how your product is doing, you would have to go through all of these tweets or these Facebook posts and try to figure out how many people like your product and how many people don't. So instead of doing all of this, with the help of data analytics, you can just input all of these tweet data in the form of like either an Excel sheet or a CSV and then pass it through a model. And this model will help you figure out how the sentiment is. So it will tell you like, is it overall, are people liking your product? Is it pretty bad or can it be improved or is it neutral? So with the help of data analytics, within few minutes, you can just get all of these insights from any sort of data. For example, here we took the example for Twitter data. And
Yeah.
Yeah, Davuda, would you like to add?
Yeah, so sentiment analysis, I think Sabia would be putting some link in the chat. So watch out for the link on to Microsoft Azure has cognitive services that analyzes, sentiments of people, right? So you just get the data, it's able to do all this stuff for you. So Sabia would make sure to put it there. Another point I wanted to add was if you actually look at sentiment and we have, when you are even on your phone and then someone sends you a smiley emoji, you can easily tell that the person is happy, right? So we have apps that, easily incorporate these emojis and then they are pasted into walls of hotels. So when you just click on it, it sends to them that you are happy and you are sad, and then they ask you what makes you sad, then you'll be like, okay, it is actually because of the customer services that was delivered. So this gives you, we take this content and we are able to, perform analysis on it and give a better insight.
Yeah, so I've added the link in the description, so do feel free to check out that link and then go ahead and browse the links close to that as well. And you can include the sentiment analysis in your applications using the APIs that Azure provides. So we're going to take a look at one more use case before we dive into a hands-on session. So the last use case is fraud detection. And now in the current era, a lot of people are using credit cards, they're doing online shopping, and they're also withdrawing cash from ATMs across the country. So with all of these, fraudsters are able to steal credit card numbers if you're not too careful. They'll be able to get the credit card number and spend as much cash as they want. And people whose credit card the original belonged to, they face like a lot of loss and everything. So banks need to monitor all of this. So to monitor this, banks employ something called as the data analysis softwares, or they write models, which basically help them detect whenever a particular account is spending more than the normal amount. So say, for example, in a day, someone spends like $10,000, and this is not usually normal for a person to do. So the bank is able to identify that this is suspicious behavior, and they block the card at that particular time. So with the help of such data analysis models and softwares, they're able to take or provide user the control to help them be more in charge of their credit card information, and then also not like face any loss with their money. And so
Awesome.
Now, yes, Dawuda will be carrying over, and then he's going to be doing more of a hands-on session with Microsoft Power BI.
Okay, now that you understand what BI is, or business intelligence is, let's just get started by using Power BI, right? Because with Microsoft Power BI, it gives you, the flexibility for you to be able to turn data into an insight, okay? So I'm just going to click here to install Power BI, okay? So I have workshop folder here. I've already downloaded the Power BI desktop, okay? So I just double click on it, and it will just take some few minutes to install. Okay, I'll just click on next. All right, so I left it in English because that's what I speak, right? And then just a couple of next. Okay, I'm just going to make sure that my system matches with every requirement that they want, okay, so that I'm able to install it successfully. Okay, so some few minutes. Okay, so I'll just click on next and I'll click on I accept. Just make sure you read this, all right? Then I'll click on next. Okay, then this is the path it will be installed. I'll click on next and it will create a desktop shortcut, so I'll click on install. Okay, so we can go and play and come back so it will get installed. Okay, so whilst it's getting installed, let me just take you through what we'll be doing. Okay, so this is some set of data provided by Microsoft for us to use for learning purpose. Okay, so I'll just copy this data, the reports, and then also data folder, and then I'll paste it into a specific location, which is right here. Okay, so I'll just double click there and then I'll paste it in here. All right, so that would help me to be able to it will just help me to be able to run series of queries and all those stuff. Okay, so that is it in here. Okay, so let's just take time for our Power BI desktop to be able to run successfully. Okay, so our Microsoft Power BI desktop has been installed successfully. All right, so let's see what we can do. Okay, so I'll probably just come down here to launch Power BI. All right, so I'll just make sure I sign in with my business account. Okay, so I'm signing right now. So what I will do is to just click on get data. Okay, and I want to get CSV data. Okay, so basically all that we will do is to navigate to our folder that we had, the dashboard in a day folder. So I'll just click here and then I'll click on DIAD and then I'll click on the data and I'll basically click on US sales. So I want to grab the sales data. It is separated by comma value, so I just click on open. Okay, so we can see that it is giving us a preview of our data. I'll just select the first 200 and then it was separated by comma. So we can choose load or transform data. When we say transform data, Power BI would be able to detect the data types for each and every one of these columns. Okay, so I'll probably just choose that, so transform data. Okay, so we observe that it opens the query editor, right? The Power Query editor. Okay, so the Power Query editor has some specific features. Let me just highlight it for you. So all your queries are actually here. You can see sales, right? And then whatever you do is being recorded in the applied steps. Okay. Whilst that is also that, you also notice that within each and every one of these, columns, is the data type on top of it. Now, this particular column has 1, 2, 3, which means it's assigned its, a whole number data type, which is right here. We don't want that. We want it to be actually test because some zip codes begin with 0, and if you don't do that, make it test, it will truncate some of these values, which will not be necessary for us. Okay, so at this point we have a good data that we've brought in. Maybe we will do some things later, but for now let's just go ahead to import additional data. Okay, So I'll click on Excel. All right, I'll import this by dimensions. Okay. All right, so let's see what it also has. Okay, so it would also just load up for us and tell us you know, what kind of data is there, and then ask us if we would want to, you know, perform any additions to what is being imported. Okay, so just in a short while we should get it. Okay, so you notice that we have a product table, we have geography, we have manufacturer. As long as we click on it, it gives us the preview for this data. Okay, now you can see the geography has no columns, right? You can see all these columns, so we would have to work on them. Okay, and then we can also see the manufacturer also has, you know, some columns, so we will have to do some data cleaning right here. Now we don't want the product table, the product yeah, we don't want it because it has, you know, some unwanted columns, so we'll probably stick to the first three. Okay, so now I'll just click on OK. These are the data that we need, so I'll click on OK. Okay, it takes time and it will load it into the query for us. Okay, so here we can perform all our magic, right? Okay, at this point we can see that we have, you know, about 3 queries right here for us to be able to, you know, massage it and do whatever we want with it. So the last thing I just want to do is to also open a folder. Okay, so I pick up some files which we would use for comparison later. Okay, so those are like data gathered from various places, right? For us to be able to, you know, leverage on it and to, you know, make comparison of getting insight. So I'll click on folder, and once I click on folder, I'll click on connect. Okay, so we are going to load the international sales data into our, you know, query editor. So I just click on this PC and I want to go into the drive C, and in the dashboard in a day folder I want the data folder and I want the international sales. So this is the folder I want. I'll just click on OK. All right, so the international sales, you know, previously we used the US data, so I'll just click on OK. Takes a while, but all the data will be loaded in for us. Okay, so these are the data that we need. We want to combine all this, you know, data coming from different countries. Okay, and then we would make sense out of it. So I'll just click on combine and transform this data, so it will combine all of them and also transform it for us. Okay, we're just going to note some few changes in here. Okay, at this point we know that it is showing us all the, you know, files that were imported here, and then also it's telling us that these are also comma delimiter, right? So CSV files, of course, and then we'll click on OK. All right, so that's what we need. All right, cool. It will just take a while, but everything will be loaded for us successfully. Awesome. So we can see that it added additional folder here. This additional folder just contains, you know, the formulas that was used to generate everything. So I'll just click to minimize that one. Okay, and then all that we need is actually this kind of data, right? So now we have international sales as also, you know, a data for us. Okay, at this point we just need to do some, you know, cleaning up a bit. Okay, so we notice that the folder was added successfully, and also oops, okay, screen touch, I guess. Okay, so when we compare the international sales and also sales, we notice there are some similarities, right? They both have dates, zip codes, and all that, right? We change this to, you know, test, we will have to do the same thing for international sales too. Has zip code, but it's also have test, right? Now the only thing that is added is source.name. So this is the source file, so we just need to delete that. So we can do that by just clicking on remove column. Okay, and that is gone. Fine. Okay, so now that we've been able to remove that, let's click on country to show all all countries. So I'll just scroll here. Okay, and I'll click on this drop down, and you notice it's always showing Australia. Let's click on load more. Okay, so we'll just try to load all the data. So all the CSV data files that we have. It will load all of them. Okay, just taking a while for it to load. Cool. Cool. So we have all the files, all the other countries loaded for us. So I'll just click on OK. Now, what we are going to do is to rename our tables. So I'll just click on each and every table, and I'll come in here. Okay, and then I'll just, inside the properties, I'll just, rename this to capital. So sales. And I'll do the same thing for product. So I'll just rename it. So it will just be product, not product table. Okay. And now geo becomes geography. When we rename all this and we generate report, it will all make sense. Okay. So we need to make sure we rename it successfully. Okay. And then I'll click on enter. I'll click on manufacturer. And then I'll also make that to be M. Okay. All right, the manufacturer is renamed. International sales, I'll space it out so we can have international and then also sales. Okay, does that make sense? All right, now I'll grab my products table, and then we did for sales already, so we just begin with our product table as well. So in our product table, I'll just click on transform, and then I'll click on under transform, there's fill here. Okay, I'll click on it and I'll say that wait a minute. Okay, so I'll just make sure I am filling up this category. So we notice that, okay, this is one thing I need to show you. So when I put my mouse over here, you see it shows me the error that could exist within this column, and also the valid data, and also that 968 columns are empty. So I just want to make sure that all of them are filled up. So I'll click on that, and then under this transform we have fill. So I'll click on fill. Okay, and I'll click on down. Okay, so it will just fill all for me. Okay, now we can see after doing that, what happens is when we put our mouse over it, it shows us that our data is 100% valid without error and without empty values, right? Okay, so the next thing I want to also do is, if you check in here under product, you notice that it has it is being separated by a pipe, right? So we need to split this data as well. So to split this particular data, all we need to do is to go to under transform. Okay, I think what we need to use is just the split column, which is right here. Okay, and I'll say that it should split by a delimiter. Okay, so it's just a delimiter that is separating it. Now Power BI is going to help us by saying that maybe the delimiter is just hyphen, but that is not it. It's actually a pipe. Okay, is this. So we just say that yes, it should be under the enter occurrence of the delimiter. Okay, so I'll just click on OK. Now we're going to notice a change, right? Those data is being separated for us. This is almost impossible using other tools, right? So what we are going to do is to rename this to product. Okay, and then we rename this to segments. Okay, makes sense. Cool. So we are starting to make sense out of our various data that we have in here. Okay, so that makes sense. So now the next thing I just want to do is also to split the price. If you check in here, right? You notice we have USD 412. If we want to make calculation out of it, it will become very difficult. So why don't we just split this one as well? To split this, we are going to use the add column. Okay, under the add column, there is actually, column from examples. Okay, so for, just with delimiter issues, we can just use the transform, and then we are able to easily do that. But split with column, but with complex data as such, we just need to use more advanced one like add column. Then we click on add column from examples, and we click on all columns. Okay, so it just takes some short while. Okay, and we notice that it added another column here. So what are we going to do is that what we are going to do is to just type 412, okay, which is the first value of the price table. Okay, so you notice that it just repeats for all the other columns, right? That is the smartness of Power BI. So what we are going to do is to name this as MSR. Okay, and I'll click on okay. So we notice that is being splitted for us. We have to do the same just to split, and get the currency as well. So I just click on it, and it creates additional column. Now I will name this particular in this first row, I'll just say USD, right? Okay, and I'll click on enter, and you notice that it is repeated for the other columns. So Power BI is smart enough. We will just call this currency, I guess so. That makes sense, right? Hopefully it's starting to make sense. So maybe you might have think that we had a clean data, but if you have data, you need to clean it up before you're able to generate a report. That's the cool thing you need to know about. I think I'll just click on OK. So at this point, we have our MSRP, and then we also have our currency, which split, the pricing, and then also the just the currency type. So this data becomes useless in a way, so we can just remove it. So I'll click to remove. Okay, so we don't need price anymore. That's super cool, right? Okay, now we are done. Our data for products looks neat. Let's just move on until we find something that we need to fix, right? For example, this particular column, okay, we need to fix it. When we go to home, we see the data type is actually right here. Okay, this data type is test. Actually, it doesn't have to be test, it has to be decimal because it's money, right? It's numbers. Okay, so that is one thing we quickly fix here. Okay, what again? So we might come back to check what we are doing, which might not be good, but as at now, I think everything looks good to me. Okay, let's go to geography. Okay, under geography, what do we have? Okay, we can see we have this first two rows, right? This first two rows doesn't make sense, so we just need to remove the first two rows. So to remove it, under this home tab, we have remove rows. I'll just click on it, and then we say remove rows. Okay, that's the first one. Remove top rows. Okay, what do I want to do? The first two rows is what I want to remove, so I just click on OK. So it removed the first two rows. Now when I'm done, one thing I also want to do is to make sure I make this first row the header. Okay, so I can just say use first row as header. I'll click on that. Use first row as header. Okay, so we notice that we've now made sense out of our data right in here. So we check to see what is missing, and I think I can find one thing missing, which is the zip, right? We can see the zip is also like a whole number. We need to convert it to a data type that makes sense. So I'll just click in here, and I'll say that it should be test. Cool. I love whatever we've been doing so far. It looks like it's going well. So we replace current. Awesome. So we've been successfully been able to, make sense out of the geography data as well. Everything looks good, right? Everything looks good. Cool. We will come back and then make some fixes maybe later. And the manufacturers, okay. We can also see that the last, ones like 4, 5, 6, which is the last 3 rows, doesn't make sense, right? So we need to remove that one as well. So we just say remove rows. but this time around we are not removing from the top, we are removing from the bottom. Okay, it's the last 3, right? So I'll just type 3 and then I'll click on OK. So you notice the power of Power BI is really in place here. All right, so now I'll click on transform and I'll say that, okay, if you check the column 1, it has manufacturer ID, manufacturer, and then logo, and you can see it basically like this particular column is turned upside down. So let's just transpose it, right? Okay, I'll click on transpose and you can see manufacturer now becomes the headers, right? I mean, becomes the first row. Let's make this first row the headers, and it's easy, right? In here, even under transform, we can just click on make, use first row as headers, and that makes sense. Okay, so our data start to make sense henceforth. Okay, so we are making a huge or tremendous progress, right? Now what we are going to do is actually going to select sales, because as at now we've actually made a good sense out of our data, right? Even international sales, we deleted the row which wasn't necessary, and this zip we need to transform it to become like the data type. We need to make sure that it is also a test. Okay, just click and type test. Okay, so that is done. The next thing that we need to do is just to check to see whether revenues is actually data type is decimal. Yes, it makes sense. Okay, we can see in here that our data would also start to make sense sometimes. Maybe when we click on load more, it will just load like the previous one, right? And we'll be able to click OK, so all the other countries may show. Okay, then I'll just click on OK upon that. All right, so Germany, Japan, all the countries are starting to come in. It's fine. Mexico, Nigeria. I'll just click on OK. Okay, no problem. Now the next thing I'm going to do is actually to click on sales. Okay, and once I click on sales, I would be able to add something to it. Okay, all right, so I'll just click on sales, and yeah, so I'll click on sales, and when I'm done clicking on sales, I think one thing I want to do is actually to click on add column, and I'll say that I would add column condition. Right now what I want to do is actually to merge my my rows, right? I want to merge them. So let me see, what exactly do I want to do? Wait a minute. Well, I think I might be missing something. Where exactly? Let me go to home. Okay, under home we can see append queries. Okay, I'm just going to click that. Okay, under I selected sales, and I'll say append queries. So I'm going to join the sales and then also the international sales. Okay, I'm going to join these two tables. So you say concatenate rows from two tables into single table. Yes, that's what I want. So I want to concatenate the sales and also, which is the current one, and also the international sales, and I'll click on OK. Okay, so it will just import all the international sales data into my sales. As at that, so that would mean that I wouldn't need this international sales. We'll deal with that later. Let me come to add columns, and like we were going to do, click on conditional column, right? Because I think what we might have to do right now is actually, if you check on the country, you see most of the countries are no. We can't leave our data to be no. All right, it's not really done. It's not good. So we check on it and we realize, we put our mouse over it, we realize 100% is like empty. So we need to fill that, and that was coming in from the international sales, right? So I'll just click on it and I'll click on conditional column. All right, and then I would probably give this a name. Okay, I'll just give this one called country name. Okay, for now. Okay, and if the country, right, is equals to now, right, like here, then we need to do something, right? We need to change the output to USA. Okay, that's all we are trying to do. And else, if the country, else you should just input the country. So if it is not now, you should just leave it for it to be like the country that it was. Okay, I'll just click OK. And you notice we are making too much sense out of our data as at now, right? Okay. At this point, we can delete this particular country, original country here, because that doesn't give us a complete data that we want, right? We can click that and then we say remove columns, right? And that would do its job. Okay, so that has been removed. Now we can rename this to country because that is actually the proper data that we have. Okay, and we also know that country, we notice that it is turned into any. I think country should basically be okay, I think we should just turn the data type into test as well, because country is just test. Okay, we need to make sure revenue is decimal. Yes, it's decimal. Okay, now we want to make sure that international sales, when it is loaded, it's actually international sales is no more loaded for us. Okay, because we've imported all that data into here. So as of now, we've done tremendous work with our Power BI series so far, and I'm really happy that we all have been able to get here so far. So what we are going to do is that Sabia is going to continue to use whatever I've done to be able to make sense out of the data to generate reports. That's what I mean, in that you can even access it from your phone. So when I click on view, I think there is a part like query dependencies. When I click over there, you can see that it shows me which particular data depends on which data, where does the source data come from, and then and all that. So that makes sense a lot. This is Power BI and it's Power. Okay, so Sabia is going to take it from here.
Alright, so far Davuda just was cleaning the data. So he changed a few data types for the columns. And so if you'll take a look at the right hand side, you can see that there are all these tables, and these are the ones that the tables which were imported in the beginning, which Davuda showed. So what you could do now that you have these tables and then you've cleaned it a bit, you can go ahead and create visualizations for them. So you can do a lot of these cleaning stuff, which we'll be sending you in the PDF after this session. So feel free to go over that after this session. But right now, I'll just go ahead and show you how you can create visualizations from this clean data. So to create visualizations, if you take a look at the left-hand side, you see these three icons. So if you hover over them, you'll see the first one says report. And if you click on that, this is where you will be creating all the visualizations. And to start creating visualizations, if you take a look at this heading, it says visualizations, and there are so many different icons underneath it. So when you want to create a new visualization, just click on one of these icons. So for now, I want to create a chart which looks like a column. So if I hover over this, you can see that it says clustered column chart. So I'll click on that. When I do that, it's going to add it to the report view. And currently it doesn't have anything. This is because I need to tell it what exactly do I want to add in this column chart. So I can add items. If I take a look at the right hand side, I see these little check boxes next to each of these fields in the table. So whenever I want to add something, I can just click on the checkbox next to it. So suppose I want to add the date. I can click on that checkbox and I see here that there's a loading sign. And in this particular axis section, I can see that date has loaded here. Similarly, I want to add one more item to this particular visualization, that is revenue. So when I did that, I can see that there's some values that are populated. So what is this exactly indicating? It's trying to plot revenue by year. So on my y-axis and x-axis, you can see that there's revenue and year written, and I can see these blue bars. And all of this data is actually coming from the data that we imported in the beginning of this session. So all of this is coming from the table which is called sales. And similarly, we had product table and we had geography and stuff and the others as well. So this is just one type of the visualization. There's so many more. So let's take a look at few more. So let's click the second visualization, which is called as stacked column chart. So when you click on that, another such empty chart gets put on the report area. So I'm going to put, in this case, revenue as one of my values, and the other value I am going to put is called country. So this I'm going to get from the tab which says geography. So when I do that, it is basically plotting revenue and country. So it's saying that, okay, this country has this much revenue for this particular data set, and so on. And this data set is actually about a company which is having locations in all of these countries. So it's basically telling you, in this particular USA location, this company has this much revenue. Similarly, let's take a look at one last visualization, which is called as a tree map. So this is the icon for tree map. So if you click on that, it will add it to the report area, and currently it's empty. So let's start by adding a few other fields. So let's this time take a field from a different table. So we'll take a field from the manufacturer table. Let's add manufacturer, and let's add one more field, which is revenue. So when you do that, it basically creates a little chart showing how much revenue each manufacturer has. So by the space on the tree map, you can say that Natura has the highest revenue, then Curis, then Pyrum, and these are all values that were already in the data set. So now that we have three different revenues charts that we've plotted, you can actually check out these others as well. But for the sake of this session, we're just going to go through these three. But there are a lot many, like there's this pie chart, which you can add fields to, and you can add other fields also, like this little line chart as well. So feel free to explore this. Now, apart from these few visualizations that are here, there are many more you can add. So where do you add more visualizations from? So on the home tab, when you go, you can see this insert, and you can see more visuals. So from here, you can import more visuals in two different ways. One is taking from the Power BI Marketplace, which is from App Source, or you can take it from a file on your local computer. So let's say I want to take something from online, the App Source. So I'm going to click here, and it's going to take a few seconds to load. And make sure that whenever you want to use these visualizations from the apps, the Power BI App Store, you need to make sure you're logged in. And how do you know you're logged in? You can see this little icon at the top left corner, which says that it's showing the name right here. So it means that you're logged in. So it's going to take a few seconds to load this Power BI Marketplace. So we'll just wait a little bit for that. And you can do these with any fields that you have. So these are the four tables that we have. So you can mix and match, and you can try to create these visualizations for any sort of mixed and match approach, basically. So you can see that it's loading, and you can see this marketplace that's shown up. It'll take a few more seconds, and it'll show you all the different visualizations that are available for you to download. So you can see there's bullet chart, histogram, and all of these are not listed normally in the Power BI application, but you can add them and then you can use them. So one really common one which a lot of organizations use is called as the word cloud. So you can type in word here, and you can click search. And this will search all these visualizations which have this word in the title. So this word cloud is basically similar to what you can see here, and it will tell you which is the most frequently occurring word in a series of, like, a text data series. So if you supply like a text review, like a set of text reviews, it will tell you which is the most common words and stuff like that. So this is usually very commonly used by organizations. So now that we have taken a look at that, Dauda, would you like to add some additional information about visualizations in general? Davuda, are you on the call?
Yes. I'm right here in the call. Is my voice bouncing back or something?
No, we can hear you now.
Awesome. Yes. I'm right here on the call. I'm just I think we are making a lot of great progress, especially visualizing the data that we just cleaned up, and we will be leaving some PDF in the. I mean, we can even send it to your email just like you received, so that you are able to go over the PDF and then notice whatever we did. All right. So if it is pretty, we are recording this audio, video as well, so it will be made available to you, so you can rewatch them. All right. Cool. Sabi, I think you should continue from there.
Okay, so now that we have a few visualizations and we learned how to add more visualizations, right now the data looks very simple, like it's a white background, but we don't want the report to look so simple. So what you can do is change the themes. So if you go to the View tab here, there's a lot of pre-built themes which you can use. So if I click this purple one here, it will automatically change everything in this particular report to that theme. So now you can see everything is quickly changed to that particular theme, and you can try out with different themes and see which you like. If you don't like any of these, you can also add your own themes. So if you click browse for themes here, it is going to open up your file. Yeah.
Sabi, I'm thinking this is more fun. Is it like can Excel do exactly whatever we're doing? I mean, people have observed Excel for a while. Do you think what's specialized about this tool that we are using with Power BI?
Well, one thing is that you can import from a variety of sources. For Excel, you can usually just go with like a simple CSV or like from an SQL server, but with Power BI, if you take a look, as Davuda also mentioned, when you click get data, you have so many different places. You can get it from Oracle database, you can get it from these other like different options as well, like web data as well. And one more thing is that in Excel, you have very few visualizations, but with Power BI, you can add in so many extra visualizations from the marketplace. You can add in your own themes as well. So these are all unique features.
Oh, that's awesome. That's really useful. I think you can continue from the theme side, where you are applying the theme.
Sure. So as I just showed, there are a lot of themes you can use, and if you don't like any of them, you can import your own themes. So to do that, just click on browse for themes and then try to find where you saved your theme. So I'm just going to go ahead and go to the folder which has the theme for which I want to import. So this is from the Power BI app in a day. So I'm going to go to the theme folder, and whenever you want to import a theme, it needs to be in a .json format. So I'm going to try to import the theme one and click open.
Oh, and you mentioned JSON JavaScript object notation, which means that one can actually put in some little bit of code to customize how the theme looks like, right?
Yes. So they can code up this sort of theme in JSON and then upload it to make it how they want it to look like.
That's useful. Never knew. Great.
So what is it?
Yeah, continue with that.
Yeah, so if you have some
extra.
Hello, please, if your speaker is on, kindly mute so the trainer can be heard clearly. Thank you. Hello.
Helen, don't worry. I think she's
all right.
Helen, she's probably not hearing you at all. These are some mistakes that happen. So I think she's muted.
Oh,
yeah.
Oh, okay.
All right.
Thank you. So I guess I'm continuing.
All right.
Yeah.
So we were talking about themes. So if you have a little bit of coding knowledge, you can write up a theme in JSON and then you can upload and add it like how we can see here. So now the theme is this red and green pattern. So now that we took a look into themes, let's just end it with one last thing. So now you have a report and you want to share it with others. How do you do this? So to do that, you can go to your home tab and you can see this published icon. So when you click on this published icon, you can basically upload this to something called as the Power BI service. So first it's asking me, do you want to save your changes? So I'm going to say yes, save. And when I click publish, it's going to take a few seconds to open up the publish dialog. And it's basically going to save this onto your personal account. So here I can see a lot of different destinations to save it. So my workspace is my personal account, and there are also these AI gaming and these other communities, and this is because I'm logged into the Microsoft Student Partner account. So when you click a particular destination and you select it and save, it's going to publish it onto that particular destination. Now I'm not going to publish it right now because it takes a few minutes to do it, but I've published it pre-session, so I'm just going to show you how it's going to look once you've published it and what you can do with that data. So I'm just going to switch onto the web browser. So I'll stop sharing the Power BI desktop screen for a second.
Okay. So is that what is called the Power BI? I don't know. Is it the Power BI? How do they even call it? Service, right? The Power BI service.
Yes. Yes. So that helps you.
Awesome.
Share the files or reports that you created in Power BI with your organization. So if you're working with a company and you want to share it with other employees, you can publish it under your organization and it will automatically share it with everyone in that organization. Of course, if you don't want it to share with everyone, you can put in some permissions to make it not share. So now I hope everyone can see the screen. So this is app.. Okay, it seems to be a little slow. So we'll just wait a few seconds.
Yeah, and whilst we are waiting, one of the things you actually realize we mentioned about who is a data analyst is the person that can collect data, analyze the data, and create a report out of it. So if a person is able to do these things, then the person is actually a data analyst. And you can see that we are applying all those three things we mentioned. We collected the data from CSV and also Excel, and then we were able to basically, I think, clean the data by removing some columns and then also generating some columns with Power BI, the help of Power BI. And we are going to do a lot about cleaning data. So these are some few things that you have to do before you begin to, create models and visualization. All right, so Sabia, take it from there.
Yeah, so those are really good points that you need to keep in mind. So now that we have published that data set, I did this a bit before our session right now so that you could quickly see how exactly it works. So whenever you publish a data set, you will see it under the reports tab. So right now, you can see that it says my workspace, and when I click reports, I'll be able to find that particular report that I've been working on. So I called it trial and I published it a bit earlier, but when I click on it, I will be able to see the same visualizations that I created in my personal Power BI desktop. So if I go to the first page of this report, it is loading the visualizations. So you can see revenue by country, revenue by year, and revenue by manufacturer. So these were the three visualizations that we worked on in our own personal Power BI desktop. Now, so what is the whole point of Power BI service? I mean, I can create reports on my personal desktop, so why do I need to go to this service? So the main thing is that with the help of Power BI service, you can create a dashboard. And a dashboard is basically a sort of way you can combine values from different reports. So for example, I have this particular report and I have another report called demo, which I created a little bit earlier. So this report has some other sort of visualizations. So if I want to combine the data in this one and the other one, and I want to show it as a dashboard without having to send people both the reports, I can do that with the help of the dashboard feature in the Power BI service. So let's say I want to take one of the visualizations on this trial trial report. I can grab that by clicking on that particular visualization. So if I click on revenue by country, or if I click on revenue by manufacturer, you can see these little icons that show up at the top. So if I click on this pin visual icon, it will ask me,
Awesome.
pin to dashboard. Can I
So
create it in
just a minute. Okay, yeah. So Sabia has very good use cases of generating reports. Sabia worked in at a place, in a company in Dubai, during her internship, and was generating reports and making much use of their data for them. So Sabia, just a quick question. When we talk about report, is it the collection of the graphs that we have, or is actually just a single graph?
Reports are a collection of graphs or visualizations. So you can add as many visualizations that you want in in a report. But if you want to take like graphs from different reports, you can do that with the dashboard. So in report,
wow, awesome.
yeah.
Never knew.
So for example, you
Oh,
have this trial.
that's awesome.
Yes. I hope that's clear for you, Audrey.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah. Okay. So you notice it was Audrey that asked the question. Yeah. Audrey. So if it's, I think it's clear enough. Yeah, sure.
So I have this report
You
called
can
trial.
go ahead.
So suppose I want to create a new dashboard. So I can pick out which visual I want to add. So I want to add revenue by manufacturer. So if I click this little pin icon here, it is going to open up this pop-up that says pin to dashboard. And I can create a new dashboard, or I can use an existing one. So I'm going to click on new dashboard, and I will call this data analytics session, and I will pin it. So what this does is create a new dashboard under the dashboards tab here. So now you see there's a new data analytics session dashboard. So now, since dashboards are essentially allowing you to take visualizations from different reports, let's add another visual to this dashboard. So I'm going to a different report. So this report has all these different visualizations which are talking about packages and locations. So if I take this quantity by package visualization,
Okay, so that actually answers the question someone asked in the chat. Are there specific graphs that must always be constant in a report? Basically, it's what exactly you are doing, right? Because what you are doing in the report that you are creating might, need a pie chart to simply signify what exactly you are trying to communicate, right? So it depends on doing, but yes, often you find some pie charts and then some histograms as well. Do you have any light to throw on that, Sabia?
Yeah, there are no compulsory visualizations that you need to have. It all depends on the data that you're working with. Whatever visualizations you feel are appropriate, like Davuda mentioned, like a pie chart or maybe a graph, like a stack chart. All these depend on what kind of visualizations you want to create. So there's no compulsory things that you need to include.
Awesome. Yeah, so that answered the question very well. Yeah, you can go ahead whilst I check in the chat to just get some more questions. Okay.
Okay. So now that we want to add another visualization to the same dashboard, you can click on the pin visualization, and I'm going to add this to data analytics session dashboard, which I just created. So when I do that, I can now go to that particular dashboard by going to this on the left hand side, and I'll click the name that I just created, and you can see that, oh, I have two of these visualizations which I just added. So okay, now you have both of these. What do I do with it? Well, you can do a lot of things. You can ask questions about your data, and this is like a great feature of Power BI, because if you have, say, a lot of visualizations on this dashboard page and you want to quickly get information, so like which has the highest revenue or which has the greatest number of products, you can quickly do that over here. So
okay, so that being said, Sabia, often I like to read out this because I feel it will help other people who might not be checking the chat to understand. So someone asked, so Power BI is only is enough to analyze data. Okay, so Power BI only is enough to analyze data and get insight from the data. And yes, basically, yeah, so Sabia, you should answer the question. I think I answered in the chat, but you should go ahead and answer it in order.
Well, you can analyze data and get insights. I think that's one of the major features. But if you don't want to analyze and just visualize some data, that is also possible. So you can just take data, put graphs out of it. That's one way. Or you could put in like sentiment analysis, all these features that you learn with. I think someone's microphone.
Yeah, someone is muted, but let's just go ahead. I think it's okay.
Yeah, so you can also
Sorry.
do things like sentiment analysis, which is one of the features you can utilize. So it's not, I guess, in a way, it is getting insights from the data. Dauda?
Yes, I think the question yes, can you hear me? I think we are providing the right antidote antidote for the question. The point is, yes, it's actually only Power BI is enough. It's enough to analyze data and get insight to it. And like Salia was mentioning, one thing about Power BI is that it also has like artificial intelligence embedded into this thing. You are able to perform, language processing, natural language processing, and all those stuff. I mean, this is really cool stuff about Power BI. So it goes just beyond what the ordinary Excel could do. And I intentionally asked that at the initial stage so that Power BI is actually useful. So Sabia, go ahead.
Yeah, so this is one place you could ask questions for your dashboard. And when you put in some query, like say count manufacturers over time, it is able to generate a graph. Right now, it doesn't make much sense because the visuals that we imported are just random ones. But when you have like proper visuals and you are able to you could just ask questions which will help you understand quickly what is being visualized here. And after this, you can also basically create something called as Power BI applications. And you can actually check out this because I don't think we would be able to cover as much in this particular session, but I'll just show you one which I had created earlier. So in order to create these kind of applications, you need to have the Power BI Pro subscription, which gives you like 60-day free access. So you can, if you want to just test out, you can actually enable the free access and then try out. So currently I think it has run out, so I will not be able to show this, but it's basically pretty similar to dashboards. You can say the applications, they look very similar to dashboards, and the key feature is that you can download the Power BI mobile application and you can access all of these dashboards on there. So quickly you're able to show these dashboards to your company as well as other people from your company or different companies to in meetings and stuff like that.
This is actually awesome. So you mean what we just built from our desktop, cleaning up the data, and then being able to generate some sort of report and then pushing it
so much.
Pushing it up to Power BI. I mean, on the web, we can download this through our phone and use it, right? That's what you mean, Sabiha?
Yes, so any reports you create on your desktop, you can quickly view them in your mobile application.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's what the dashboard is actually accessible for. So that makes BI really powerful. Also, someone just asked here, can I use Power BI in analyzing my data in my long, easy, in my long, easy projects or AC projects work in psychology? As long as this is actually a data and you need some analysis to be implemented on it, Power BI is actually powerful and good enough to help you to do the great stuff you want, because with the help of artificial intelligence, Power BI is able to even understand your data that you just provided and then make more analysis to it. So yes, it can help you to achieve that. Sabia, you were talking about when you can actually put this on your dashboard. I'll take the next question later.
Sorry, I didn't quite get you.
Yes. So I think I just answered the person. The person was just asking. Someone was asking whether Power BI can help in analyzing the data from its project work in psychology. And in the beginning, I think we also make mention of the terms you should know about, that is data analysis, business intelligence, and also so combining all those things, Power BI actually is business intelligence. So both data analysis and more things are able to be done. So I just answered his question. Do you have any other things to say?
Hello.
Yeah.
Okay, so Sabia, please, I would like to chip something in. Thank you so much for the training on the teaching so far, and I would thank you so much as well. So please, I would like you to touch on a bit on the Power BI platform. Like do we have to do we have to pay for certain packages to access some features? And all that. So I'd like you to like touch on that more so we can know. Hello?
Yes. Yeah. Sabia.
Okay.
Sabia was.
Sure.
Okay.
So
All right, thank you.
So the Power BI desktop is mostly free. Like you don't have to pay anything to utilize the Power BI desktop version of it, but the pricing comes in when you want to utilize Power BI service. So like right now I have that open. So I just showed a few seconds ago. If you go to apps, you see that it shows upgrade to Power BI Pro, and you can click on learn more and it will show you more details. But basically to utilize these apps and create new workspaces, like right now I have my personal workspace, but if I want to create more workspaces, I will also need a pro feature. So all of this is like required when you want to share a particular report with your organization. So that's why they try to put it as priced models, like because usually you try to work in your own workspace if you're working on a personal account. So yeah, so usually you should be able to get most of the analysis and visualizations done for free on your Power BI desktop. The only pricing is coming in Power BI service. Davuda, would you like to
Okay,
add?
thank you so much.
Yeah, no problem.
Yes, definitely. I think what someone was also asking was that, hello, Sabia, you mentioned the Power BI app in a day. Can you please forward to our emails? Yes. We'll be giving you a link in your mail so that you are able to download the resources. All right. Yeah, so we will do that. And is there any tutorials on how to use Power BI, especially those who are new in data analysis and don't know how to? Yes, we will forward all these resources we have for you so you're able to check it up. Someone asked that question. Yes, we will do that. And you can also check on YouTube on MSP Inspire. Yeah, just on YouTube. I'll put the link here, MSP Inspire. We have a tutorial we did. Sabi, I think that is about 5 months ago, right? On Power BI. Yeah, and we will provide you other links in the email as well.
Yeah, so I think with that we have covered a lot of features about Power BI. And so before we close, we have a quick session with Kahoot so that we can quiz up your knowledge which you learned in this session. So I'm just going to quickly shift to that.
Wow. Ooh.
Yeah, we surprised Helen. I know we surprised you.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you so much.
Okay. Thank you so much. If you're still on the call, thank you so much for staying till the end. And apologies for breaking transmissions and inconsistencies. We know that we have several people joining this call from all parts of the world, and we know that we may be having service issues wherever we are. But nevertheless, we'll be having all content shared directly to our mail so we can digest them and then we take it from there. Thank you so much, Sabia. Thank you so much, Dawood, for joining us on the call today. I'll be sharing some things in the comment section right now. So I think we can get going.
Yes, so someone was asking whether the data needs to be cleaned out before we upload it to Power BI. I mean, online in the web app. Yes, you need to do that. And Power BI desktop is right for you. to be able to clean the data, because if you don't clean your data, I mean, the analysis you are going to get are not going to make sense. And in some points, it wouldn't even be possible to analyze that particular data field, right? So definitely you need to clean up your data before you are able to use it. Sabia, do you have any light to throw on that particular question? Hello, Sabia, you are muted.
Oh, yeah. So in addition to what Dauda said, usually when you work with large amounts of data, you need to make sure that it's in a particular format. As he mentioned, that you need to have like proper sort of visualizations and everything. So before, if you try cleaning it, you can understand how your data is and you can change if there's anything wrong. If you don't clean it, then you're going to make visualizations which are not going to make sense.
Yeah.
So
Awesome. So we are posting in some links in the chat, and we will send it to your email as well, so you are able to follow some of the amazing stuff that we do. I mean, usually we like to, after these sessions, when we realize that there were technical difficulties, we just go ahead and sometimes just record some tutorials to help you understand it better, because with the tutorial, you're able to edit it better. So definitely make sure you check out on mspinspired.com and also our YouTube channels to subscribe and get some of this content. I'll post in Sabia's YouTube and others as well. Okay, Sabia, before we go ahead, when you were sharing your screen, did you click that you want to include audio device? Because that would make the music play. I think Helen likes that music.
oh, I think I did not do that. Do you want the music?
Yeah, you can just, yes,
Okay.
yes, definitely. That is what makes Kahoots. Yeah, so when sharing, you will see include system audio. Just click on that. Awesome. So Sabia should be up and running soon. Thank you so much, every one of you who joined us. More insights on clearing data. Network was bad when the explanation was going on. Okay. No problem at all. I think I was just thinking about possibly recording a tutorial on that particular site. So definitely, if I'm able to do it, I'll just send it to your emails, but I'll do it. Okay, I'm giving you my word. And also, we will send you all the things you need, so you'll be able to check it out yourself. I mean, yeah, so just make sure to stay in touch with us. We want to build a long-run connection with all of you.
Okay, there seem to be some issues when trying to load the system audio, so I think the lobby will need to be muted for today's purpose.
Okay, Helen, so sad for you. You're not able to hear this sound, but it's cool. Let's just continue from there. Thanks so much for the training. Thank you so much, Olua.
Okay, so for those of
Yeah,
you
thank you so much.
who have not heard of Kahoot, we are going to be using this to host a quick quiz based on what we've done today. So if you want to join the quiz, just head to this kahoot.it link on your phone, or you can download the Kahoot app. But you can just put in this link in your browser and then put this particular game pin, and you can join in.
Let me just chip in whilst you are joining in. So just go to your browser, kahoot.it, and then use this particular code to be able to join in. Okay, so we read out the questions and you're able to, click on it. Okay, but I want to mention that those of you who are students on the call, we are also students and we are, working as well. We just want to mention that make sure you follow our YouTube handle, myself and Sabia, and we go a long run of running a lot of activities online for people to really inspire from. So make sure you follow that. On Saturday, we have our global program manager from Microsoft, and he will be joining us to share some great insight to how he actually got there, and then lots of amazing opportunities for all of you as students. All right. So like the subscription you wanted with our subscription from student partners, you'll be able to log into, get Microsoft 365 accounts. I mean, a huge amount of benefits, Microsoft Azure and all this stuff. So make sure you stay in touch with us. mspinspire.com would get you there, or youtube.com/mspinspire. Okay, Sabia, you can continue from there.
Yes, so Please do join the Kahoot right now. So we have 3 people so far, Kimi, Oyoma, and Steph. If you want to participate in the quiz, do go to this particular link. So this would be
okay.
just...
So let me just type it. I think I should type it in the link so that they are able to enter it. So 2374373. The training is ending soon, so do not worry. 23747. Let me make sure I'm not deceiving you. Okay, so I just
this is gonna be fun.
Pin. yeah,
Oh, wow. It's just so sad my music won't play in the background for the Kahoots.
Yeah.
I know, right?
I love the song, right? Who knows?
Okay, so please join in the Kahoot. Yeah, please join in the Kahoots and let us start something fun and we end it successfully. I'm just going to place in the links and all those stuff. Please make sure you follow up. Okay. Yeah, Steve says, Helen, I see you there. Who is joining again? Should we start? Okay,
Yeah.
5 people so far.
Please join the Kahoots game now. I think Dawood has pasted the pin in the comment section. Am I correct, Dawood?
Yes, I did that. And there's no network lag in here because we just everything.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I mean, there's no network
thank you
lag
so much again, everyone, for
able to get.
Oh, okay. I've dropped some messages for us in the comment section as well.
Okay, Audrey.
Feel free to check. All right.
So we have a few more people who joined in the Kahoot. We have Audrey, Uncle Sam, and McJulie.
Okay, so how many people do we have in total now, Sam?
We have 6 people on the Kahoot right now.
And the questions is about 5 of them, I think so, or 6. Sabia, how many did we prepare?
We have 6 questions, and it's like true or false and multiple choice questions. So
awesome.
It's gonna be quick.
Okay, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, that's cool. 9 people joined. This is awesome. Sabia, let's just kick start it. I think
nice.
In less than 30 seconds we'll start. In less than 30 seconds we'll just start it up.
Cool.
Okay, so should we go ahead with 9 people or?
Yeah, yes, I think so. I think we should just go ahead with it.
Okay. Okay, nice. Okay, I'm just start. All right.
So we have 12 players now. So we're just gonna start. I hope everyone has joined, and I'm gonna click start. So your first question is gonna come in a few seconds. Which of the following is the data analytics software by Microsoft? Your options are Power BI, Tableau, Zoho, Domo. You have 51 seconds.
I really don't want to deceive someone, but 6 answers have been provided already, and 7 answers have been provided, and Leonard just joined us, and 10 answers. There we go. So let's see who had it right. Oh, you guys are super fast. Thanks so much for all the amazing stuff. Remember that at data analytics, you basically need to collect data, analyze, and also create reports. I'm not giving you any, heads up question. Just remember that. Okay, and we have 23 seconds. Oh, awesome.
So we got most right answers, Power BI, but a few people answered Tableau, which is not the right answer. So the answer is Microsoft Power BI, which was what we were discussing in today's session. Dawood, do you want to add a few lines?
Nice. No, I think that is awesome. So actually, Microsoft has something called Power Platform, and in the Power Platform we have Power Automate, Power Virtual Agent. We also have some Power Apps, and we have Power BI, and all these are actually Microsoft products, right? So just remember to get all these things. Office 365 account fetch you all those stuff. So I just wanted to add that up to it. So Sabia, let's go.
Okay, so let's go ahead for the next question. So currently we have Steph leading, followed by McJulie. Can you install Power BI on a Windows machine? So this is a true or false
Yes.
question.
Did I just say the answer? Huh.
So we have people answered. I think everyone has almost answered right now. Okay, so we got everyone right. So yes, you can install
Is
it
it
on your
because Dawood
Windows.
said the answer?
Or maybe they listened really well in today's session.
Oh, okay.
So
I'll better learn how to shut up in this sense. Nafisat joined and left. Okay, no problem. Let's just go ahead with the next question.
So this time it's McJulie leading the leaderboard, followed by Ayoma. So let's go ahead. Can you share your Power BI reports with others?
Can you share your Power BI report with others? You only see shapes, yes. And then there's true or false to these shapes. The blue is saying true. The red is saying false. So which one is it? Okay. Yeah, we have a kite of true, and then we have a triangle of false. So which one? Be quick before it's up. Click on one.
Okay,
Just
so we got everyone answering it right. So yes, you can share your Power
Helen
BI
should have been
reports.
giving comments on this. Helen likes Kahoot a lot.
Yeah, right. You know that.
Is it my network, or is actually
Yeah.
Oh, is it my network, or we are up?
Yes, we can hear. I can hear you. So we have McJulie on the top of the leaderboard, and Steph has the highest answer streak of 3 so far.
Woo! Awesome. Nice.
So let's
Well
go
done,
ahead.
Steph.
Which of the following is not a part of the Power BI family?
Yeah. Yes. Are you able to hear me, Sabia?
Yes. Dauda, I can hear you.
Okay. Awesome. Just go ahead. So we have 11 people who answered correctly. Can people join?
So
Yeah, but no
I'm not
problem.
sure.
And it's answers that you need. Someone said yes, they can. Okay. Then let me put in kahoot.it. Someone said yes, they can. So let me just put it in and see whether you are able to join us. Okay.
All right then. Maybe you should just share the pin again.
Yeah, I'm sharing the pin. And I'm sharing the kahoot.it link. Okay, so I'm pasting everything in here. All right. So we had 7 people. Which of the following is not a part of the Power BI family? And then Power BI service, Power BI desktop, Power BI mobile app, and Azure Cognitive Service. Okay, 7 people had it correct. So Sabia, go ahead. Okay,
yeah,
so some people only see shapes. What do you say about it?
The shapes would be corresponding to the option you see on screen. So if you see only triangle, just see what it says on screen, which is like a Power BI desktop. So you would need to choose the appropriate shape on your phone.
Awesome. Yeah, so that was from Sabia. The shapes represent the answers displayed. Yeah. Thank you, Helen, the Kahoot master. Okay, so let's just continue so that we save time. Let's continue.
Okay, so we have now Ayoma leading the leaderboard, followed by Steph. And let's go to the next one. Can you import data from an Oracle database into Power BI? This is a true or false question.
Yeah, okay. So with this one, let me just quickly say that the true is actually like a kite and then the triangle is a false. Sorry about that, Emmanuel. Sorry. I think we will just make sure we explain as we go ahead. Okay, Sabiha, let's go.
Okay, so let's look at the leaderboard. We have Ayoma leading the leaderboard, followed by Steph. So now we're going to go on to the final question. So which of the following is not a language you can write queries in Power BI?
Please be noting down the answers. They are really important because it gives you a clear picture of what Power BI is. So we have DAX, we have, sure, go ahead, Sabia.
We have triangle that says DAX, we have a diamond that says mQuery language, and a circle that says Java. So if you can't see the descriptions, those are the descriptions for the shapes.
Okay, so this was mentioned.
I don't think we had the time to mention this, so just take a guess and we'll tell you a little bit more about it.
Exactly. Sometimes just take a chance, right? Just take a chance. Just choose one, and then we will just explain because it is about getting to know that actually this is how it works.
Okay, so we got most of the people who got it right. So yes, Java is not a language you can write queries in, but DAX and mQuery languages are languages you can write queries in Power BI with. So the Microsoft Learn has great resources on this, and we're going to send you, if you want to further check it out.
Yeah, we will share a link to that with you. So you have amazing resources to take away from this session apart from just what we run. So wait a minute. I think we were supposed to see the leaderboard.
Yeah. So we click next and let's see who's winning. So we have third place is Ayoma.
Oh, congrats, man.
And we have Kimi on second place. And the winner is Steph. Congratulations. And we have runner-ups.
Kemi, Steph, Ayoma, congrats to all of you. Okay, yeah, go ahead, Sabia.
Congratulations, well done. And we will send these quiz questions as well if you want to review them later.
Yes, we want to just make sure we equip you with everything that you need to get going as a data analyst. Analyst. We just want to equip you with everything. So that was awesome. That was awesome. Any prize, Helen? Any prize for the winner? Helen is with us. You are muted, Helen. Any prize? Thank you, Helen, Sabia, Daoud. Thank you guys all for joining us, and thanks to Women in Career for bringing us on board to teach you. We are super excited to always do these things. And then, like I said, go to mspinspired.com and then subscribe to our YouTube channel. My name is Dawood Idris, and you can find me anywhere in the internet. And also, Sabia Sheikh, link will be provided.
Yeah, thank you so much, Dawood.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Helen, go ahead and summarize everything. Thank you.
Hello?
Yeah, Helen,
hello?
Go ahead.
Yeah,
we are listening.
Okay. Thank you so much. So much to everyone that joined the call today. Thank you so much for your time. We really believe
am I the only one feeling
the content for Helen? This training for those that were not able to participate fully due to the service interruptions. Thank you so much again. Dawood?
Thank you for bringing us. Sabia, do you have any word for them?
Yeah, thank you so much, Helen. This was a great opportunity to speak to everyone interested in data analytics, and we look forward to you learning more about this topic.
Yes, thanks so much, Sabia and Helen. My last word is that whatever thing we taught here is really interesting and really important in the job market. And you, if you have these skills, you are actually, needed very much. So make sure you study. Make sure when we send you the link through your emails, you get it right, and then you click on them and follow them as well. And Sabia, can you post your Twitter handle there for them to be able to follow you? And also, you can
Sure.
just join us on mspinspired.com on YouTube. And tomorrow we are having our Microsoft representative, our global program manager, to join us for Microsoft Student Partner session. So make sure you come on board mspinspired.com. Sabia, make sure you put in your social media URL so that they are able to follow you. At this point, we are actually ending the recording, and then feel free to interact with any of us.